Good morning, beautiful. I hope that this finds you well rested, ready to begin your day. This is your Daily Tarot and Oracle, your daily insight on life and love for July 21st, 2022, also being timeless. So wherever you're catching in time, it might be relevant or not so much, but hopefully it's at least entertaining. It's general collective. Don't force this to fit your life. You can always cast it aside if you have questions about booking a private reading at the beginning or at the end of the video. There's a way of contact, and also on the description on the main page, there's all the ways of contact. I promise you, if I'm initiating contact with you, it's gonna be probably either I'm a fan of your work or it's a complete spam account, because I'm not telling you that your ancestors are looking to reach out to you. I'm not trying to get your sponsorship. I'm not trying to do any of that crap. So make sure you mess with that fraudulent person and then send the actual me the screenshots. Now, it has been brought to my attention yesterday, I misspoke on the date. Now, I would love to say that I'm a time traveler. I can't disprove it, but I also can't prove it, so it is what it is. Here we are. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and say this is for July 21st, 2022, also being timeless, but this could have been in the 90s, who knows? Okay, let's do this. This is what I'm looking at. Look, it's a pain in the keister, wouldn't you know it? But this is with great reason. We're gonna go through these cards little by little. It seems like you need to get the heck out of Dodge. You need to get outside, you need to ground yourself. This is really talking about, well, first off, need to get out, need to get grounded, needing to be very intentional about your next course of action for yourself. This is not about behaving irrationally. It's really important to know that the Pentacles is one of the slowest energies of the tarot. So this is all about messages. The message is that this is going to take time. This is going to take effort. And then we are seeing that this field has nothing growing yet. It's not a setback, it's literally a beginning of sorts, and you have to decide what it is that you want to actually put in place with it. So then we have this schmo right here. It's the 9 of Wands. This is somebody who is deathly afraid of moving forward, and it's right next to the 10 of Wands. Both are in reverse. This person is terrified of moving forward. They will not compromise. They're hiding behind every excuse in the book. And it's literally just excuses. This is unbalanced masculine energy, which we all have inside of us. There's a lot of talk of plans, but the putting into action is going to be something that is quite different right now. And something about you or the situation hasn't healed to where you feel like you can make an action, and it's telling you it's time to take a step forward. But you, being the wonderful magnificence of stubbornness that you are, you're not taking any steps now, are you? Are you? You're waiting for the perfect time, but the perfect time, it just doesn't exist. So, a lot needs to be healed. And there's a lot that you need to confront for yourself. I'm not telling you to have a brawl or do anything irrational or dangerous. Please understand that. What I'm seeing here is a major dispute or argument. Now, this could be over being completely ungrounded, or it could be a loss of finance, but there is a major struggle that you are confronting for yourself right now. And I think that this has been a long time coming. The reason is this is building up to an ending of a cycle. And the 10 is indicator that the cycle is just about to begin. We have the 6 of Cups that is coming in. So this is telling me how long that this has been going on in your life. This could be internalized trauma. This could be internalized issues that were from your formative years. This is slowly building energy. It's very guarded energy. And it's also giving an air of major differences between the past and the now. So I think that this is trying to soften the blow of whatever the loss was and give you a sign that, yes, this is new, this is filled with hope, yes, it's going to take time, yes, in the distance we have the empire that you are building. No, nobody else can do this. Yes, it has to be you. And if there's anyone who tries to step in on the construction of this, we have this handy dandy little guard over here who's going to bop them on the head with whatever the wand is that they have in their hand. See, it says it's the Six of Cups, but this person's carrying a wand, so somebody else is taking action on your behalf. This could be spirit, this could be somebody on, the earthly realms, but this is somebody who's sparking this new beginning and that is giving you a renowned sense of hope, and that's what I'm getting from this. It is to balance the wounded masculine energy so that they don't have to wait for the perceived perfect moment. They actually can just step forward with whatever just a general step. Any movement is going to be positive. It's just, you got to get going. And this is talking about a commitment and changes that you have to make for this. So it's about faith, absolutely. It's going to be something that probably gets you annoyed that you have to change and you have to commit to this, because it's going to be long and it's going to be drawn out. And once you agree to it, which I think that you already have, this is just confirming it, it's going to be long and drawn out. And you can't just walk away from it. I know that you want to exude your power and be like, you want to know what? F this crap o'clock and step away. And that's not going to be how this works, like, at all. I do feel like this is a contract, whether it's soul contract or whether it's an actual written contract, this is going to be coming into play. Do I feel like this is marriage or relationship related? No. No, this is a transformation that is taking place in your life. It's not in regard to love or companionship. Why do I say that? Well, my dearest, because we have the Lovers in here, and I know that this is a major card for love and relationships. It's just not what's going on in this reading. Your life is about to be in utter turmoil and chaos, but I want you to know the fact that you are committed to this path and that you have said yes and that you have initiated the changes that you have to make for yourself and in yourself. We got the Tower card. Now, I love the Tower card because it gives you all the insight. It's like, listen, this is what you need to know. Forget all this other crap. This is what you need to know. And then I see that this is going to drop kick you into what seems to be a new path. And it seems really unfair because it's not in your control. It's just like something that is on the external part of this is really orchestrating all of it. Absolutely. It is taking action on your behalf. And so all these little bits over here, all these little seems to be sparks from the lightning, are actually just these little bits of information that you're getting jolted with. It is going to go through all the confusion. It's going to be something that really challenges your sense of ability, and it's going to rock whatever healing you've already done. So this might be a fresh wound that you need to address, and it's also going to be the false security that you adorned yourself with. Anything about you that was false is going to be shaken up right now and reconfigured into something that is actually real and on your divine path. Nothing outside of this is going to be going on in your life. It is going to be a huge focus and seemingly like a soul purpose. Now, I don't mean S-O-U-L, I mean S-O-L-E. You're going to just focus on this. Listen, sit down and shut up and listen. That's basically what Spirit is saying about it. Okay. I'm feeling like I need to pull another card in regard to the Tower. I still have like five cards that I'm going to be going through. I don't even, okay, so not this, but it's over here. What the heck am I looking at? Okay, Wisdom of the Oracle. What the hecking heck do you want to tell the person watching this? Ooh. So it doesn't seem like you're at the fork in the road right now. This is all the prep to do this. So you might be making new connections out of nowhere to whatever, well, in regard to whatever these changes are. What seems to be chaos is actually a serendipity. So serendipity is the happy accents. Thank you, Bob Ross. And I do feel like there'll be opportunities that are coming up, or people in the opportunities that you are going to be getting help or aid from. So this, while it's initially outside divine orchestration, they are also placing in these little markers of people who are going to affirm that you are on the right path by the way in which the door or the window opens. And yes, this is going to be done in a timely manner. Yes, you're going to have to walk through it. No, you can't wait. And yes, they will eventually close and you'll have to catch the next one, which is just going to draw everything out. And you're going to be sitting in this annoying as heck mental purgatory, because you literally can't do anything there but wait for the next opportunity. And it could be 5 seconds, it could be 5 years, who knows? So take whatever setbacks, take whatever failures, take whatever strife as serendipity. And I think that it's you being pushed beyond your comfort zone with this. So in the beginning of this, I was talking about how stubborn you were being and how stoic, how you don't want to move forward, how you can't handle all these problems. Spirit's not going to stop piling them on, because it's not about what you want to handle. It's about what you can handle and what you need to handle and what you eventually need to just kind of drop. So whatever your plea is, understand that it is going to be taken into great consideration and probably not really dealt with much. And I hate saying that because, for one, you know, nobody wants to deal with all the crap that you have to deal with. But Spirit also has no regard for what your emotional wants, needs, and desires are about it. It's about the end justifying the means for you to get there. And I'm not telling you to do anything dangerous, illegal, or toxic. Understand that. But you're going to be uncomfortable in this transition. And what's coming into play, I want you to take note of either the name, the number, and I don't mean like a phone number or anything like that. I want you to pay attention to like the angel number. I want you to pay attention to the animal signs and symbols. And I want you to pay very close attention to names. So you might see a name that correlates to a certain place, or something that is unique and it's getting like, I wonder what that means. I really want you to pay attention to that. These synchronicities are going to be playing out, and it's going to be drawing you into certain people and experiences that the door is going to be opening for. And now I want to go with the Rider-Waite with this. What the heck is this about? What is the people and opportunity coming into play? We'll see. Ooh. I don't want it. There's going to be a plethora of people. Yay, monkey toes. Come on, don't let me down now. Okay. All right, so this is what came out when in regard to who's coming in to help. There's going to be a plethora of people, and that seems like amazing opportunities, something that is going to be new and fulfilling, that is going to be a rite of passage for you. It's going to be a big responsibility, and I want you to know that, but you kind of don't get to hold yourself back from it. You don't get to give yourself the excuses that you're giving in the past, because Spirit's not going to entertain it. I'm seeing that you see that there's nothing that is holding you in place with it. Every excuse is shallow. And this isn't even a fence that you're on either. You have all these utility of swords, and this is going to be something that you have to, as I'm talking to you, I see the spiral from the incense that I'm burning. So this, you're not repeating patterns, you're not repeating mistakes, you're not repeating sabotaging behavior. You're coming from a place of a higher perspective and looking down and making a decision. So you're going to be able to say no to certain people, but it's for you to use your intuitive faculties with and making the decision. Everything is initially a yes. It's for you to decide what you authentically don't want to experience and what you don't want to engage in and be part of, and not hold yourself back from expressing that for the fear of either insulting somebody or trying to just be a people pleaser, which if you are coming across this, you're probably a people pleaser who is strung out and who is burnt out. So that leads me to the next card, the Sun card in reverse. Being a people pleaser has done nothing but kind of punish you. I don't know if you noticed that, but It's these little hits of dopamine, of acceptance, and then you have to go on to the next bid of acceptance, and then it just becomes the normal, and people have the expectation, and then you, being you, feel taken for granted, taken advantage of, scorned, downright angry. Stop seeking the approval in others. You have to find your happiness inside yourself. So this is why it's so important that you make the decisions for yourself and allow for the right people and situations to come around it. This is going to involve some major changes in life choices. So yeah, again, the Lovers, it's not about love. It's not about companionships or relationships of any sort. This is the major choices with the information that you are integrating in and finding into the decisions that you're making. So this is going to be a major pause in your life. This is beautiful, and it's beautiful synchronicity and serendipitous. All those wonderful S words with it. I'll take it. I do see that the sun is shining brightly down on this, so I do think that you are walking forward with the sun, with this vow of happiness, and I think that it is divinely protected. I do feel like the feminine aspect of you, the introspective, the one that is nostalgic and living in the past, that'll be able to shed its skin. Yes, you'll still have the memories, but you don't live there. You don't make your decisions based off of nostalgia. You make it based off of personal progress, and it leads to you and kind of setting everything ablaze and taking the vulnerable, active steps into the future, leaving a lot of your problems behind. It's not that you're running away from them. It's just you're not going to let them confuse you with the choices and actions that you will be making. So, all in all, I see you moving on, releasing, letting go, seeing that where you had been has not been exactly fulfilling. And I see that there is a space where this fool that is turning into the hermit has taken their cup and they're going to go fill it elsewhere. They're starting to utilize their tools. They're starting to be very wise and methodical with their decisions. And I see that they are not letting their emotions drown them. I see that there is a point of them having to let go and to keep their problems off in the distance and not really dwell on them, because fear, it can really keep them in a locked place. They don't want to be locked anymore. They just got off the fence, and I think that they actually might be freshly agitated with how long that they have had to stay on that fence. So I don't really see any mountains that you have to climb right now. This seems to be like a real big break in your life where things just kind of flow. They're kind of easy, and I think that these are decisions that you can make with the heart that are made and based off of a sense of experience and wisdom. I don't think that this is looking through everything with rose-colored glasses. In fact, I feel like there's little attachment to the particular outcome, but only following the direction of the experience that you want to feel. Does that make sense? So, here we go. You, my dear, gonna be kind of a punk. There's gonna be a lot of guilt that's coming in because you are moving on. You are letting some things go, but this can't rule you. You are not going to fail. People are trying to involve themselves into your influence, and it's more pessimism than you need. I really want you to be wary of the insight and the opinions that you ingest, because it will start to create confusion for you. You will start to feel overwhelmed and you will shut down. Now, people are going to be offended that you're not taking them or their choices or their wants, needs, or desires into consideration, but this is a path that you kind of have to do. You have to be independent. You have to be thriving. You have to come from a place of healthy boundaries and nurturing and understanding, and not letting somebody play off of those with you. You are really stepping into one of the best chapters of your life. It's the one where you get to emotionally make things happen with your heart, and you get to actually work with the masculine aspects, which was very afraid in the past. And it's the emotional lead with the intellectual follow. And I see that you're breaking through a lot of your habits of resistance, And this is going to be seeing the fruits of your labor pay off immediately. This is going to be a sense of freedom, a sense of actually completing the cycle of your life. Once you say goodbye and once you allow yourself the physical ability to move on, you see the chapter close. It is this feeling of closure, completion, and kind of like an exhilarating hive which you can fly off of. Not literally, figuratively, but I also see that there's going to be a lot to nurture you through all of your 5 and 6 senses. We'll say 6 because you have a 6th sense. And I see your confidence growing. I don't really see the sun setting on this. I see the problems off in the distance. They have not been growing. There's still 2 trees, so there's a rite of passage of knowledge that's coming into play. I want you to take opportunities that are going to be knocking. And this is going to be something that comes out of nowhere in this new chapter. I want you to have a lot of experience in this new chapter coming in. It really is going to be what you make it and what you want to actually grow. So be very intentional with your focus on it, because it's going to blossom really fast. And I see the ending of a financial hardship that's coming into play and financial windfall that is coming in. So you have to have a sense of loss to have a sense of recovery and abundance. So I'm going to leave it there. This has been the Daily Tarot and Oracle, the daily insight on life and love for July 21st, 2022. Also being timeless. And again, maybe I recorded this in the 90s. Sometimes I get the date wrong and I don't even know what to do with myself. But anyway, if you have questions about booking a private reading or any of the services I provide, check at the beginning or the end, or you can look at the description, or you can find my Facebook page. But there's all these ways of contact. Definitely reach out and see what might be right for you. We'll always talk pricing, sales, discounts, availability, time zones, jazz moves, I don't know. But until next time, stay safe, have fun, and know that you're greatly loved and appreciated. Bye for now. Don't be afraid. This is going to rock, but you're going to have to tick some people off in the process. And it's not because of what you're actually doing. It's because of how entitled they feel. Get to it. Tired of feeling rejected and left alone when you need people? Tired of always having to stand up for yourself? It's a flippin' nightmare. It seems like you've been going through an excruciating hard time, and it's all been nothing but those annoying lessons that you know that Spirit is trying to tell you. And you keep taking on more, you keep juggling everything. And when is enough going to be enough? You're coming out of a place of stagnance. You're coming out of rest, and I think that you're getting your fighting spirit back. So what I see is you really starting to stand up for yourself. You're about to teach people that sometimes when they F around, they're about to find out, and I mean that in the best way. You are going to be teaching them that very important lesson, and I think that you and putting people in their actual place rather than just simply defending yourself, this is going to cut through a lot of BS. There's a lot of people that still walk all over you. There's a lot of people who still think that you're this spineless moron who can't, who can't do anything but back down. I'm not telling you to get violent. I'm not telling you to do anything dangerous or illegal, but you're so over feeling like a reject of whatever society that you're a part of. I think that you're getting your energy back. This is going to be a really tough lesson in action, because you are going to be very proactive in not only defending yourself, but shutting people down really fast. And honestly, good for you. Good luck on that. I think that's amazing. You were barely keeping your head above water, and all they did was create more trouble for you. So you're going to cut all that away. You're not going to take ownership of whatever their crap is anymore. And I think that you're going to have to start differentiating what is real and what really happened versus what is actually still happening. Because in this fight back mode that you have, it's exhilarating, and I see that this can create a sense of blurriness and confusion about who is against you and who's on the same side as you. So step back and try and get grounded before you take any action. And I'm not telling you to get violent. I'm not telling you to hurt anyone. I'm not telling you to do anything illegal. But before you react, think about what's really going on. I hope that this made sense. Okay, so I'm using Archangel Raphael Healing Oracle cards, and what it looks like is there needs to be some changes in the home. I'm not a doctor, I can't diagnose you, I'm not telling you to quit your medications. Please talk with whoever your physician is. What this is saying is something needs to change in the home. There's something wrong at the home base that is exasperating or magnifying whatever your ailment is. There's something that is more naturally that can be done with you, and it's talking about needing to get a second opinion and or maybe try something that is a different route. So if you're more clinical, it's maybe check out and see if there's something that's a better holistic approach, like functional medicine. Again, not a doctor, can't diagnose. But also, if you are more holistic or if you're more functional, maybe there's something in the more clinical efforts that might actually be really good for you. I'm not sure how that works, but it's something that you apparently need to consider. Changing your environment at home, maybe airing it out, maybe cleansing it, you know, I don't know, spiritual bug spray. This actually seems to cause a major change in your health, and it seems to taking away, well, de-escalating, and I have like this wave of cool that's running through it. It's almost like a peaceful feeling. Does that make sense? So there's going to be reassuring news that's coming your way. There's going to be simpler efforts that are put into place. Airing out the home is going to be amazing for you. And if somebody is telling you something to do and it's going against your gut, I want you to follow your gut and try to find somebody who deals with the alternative method that you want to try, because there might be something there for you. And again, please be very open and direct and talk with your doctors, because I don't want anything bad happening to you. Just be careful. So it looks like there's curiosity and seeking out what a new truth is for you, or you're trying to get to a very specific outcome. And the thing is, you might be over attached to this specific outcome. Micromanaging spirit and the way to get there, it seems like it's making you potentially draining, like this would be draining either your surroundings, or this could be draining all of your resources. There's a point that you need to pull back on right now, because it's not going to get you anything that you're looking for. It's going to give you a sense of almost hysteria with it. I want you to be careful. Your curiosity and pursuits are awesome, but this needs to be let go of an end result. There's something different that is going to be coming out of this that you're going to find. And you can't have the cognitive dissonance with this. You can't have the plain truth right in front of you and be like, no, that's not it. No, I do not see that. It's the elephant in the room. We don't need to do it. So I hope that this made sense. When you do that, when you're able to call it like it is and then see the outcome for what it is, what does this mean for you? Okay, so this is going to confront the wounded masculine aspect of you. It says the father issue, but not everybody has a dad, so I'm just going to say the divine masculine wound. This is why you feel the need to be so controlling, because there was no protection around you, and like this is the only way that you can move forward. That's actually going to be very sobering. Okay, now I need another one, so let's see. Ooh. The Alchemist. Ooh. Transformation of base motives into golden wisdom. So it's not too late for everything to actually turn around and turn out really amazing. You letting go of the need to have control over this and healing the divine masculine wound is going to give you a new base of wisdom of letting things unfold as they need to be and be even greater than what you could have expected. Something a lot greater in substance is going to be heading your way now. And I see that this is going to actually give you a sense of adventure and also a sense of peace, because that need to control in such a way that you did, it was very suffocating and imprisoning. I know what that's like. Your curiosity, you want to get to something, and why did everything happen the way that it did? This is going to show you the why and why you do need to let go. So it's pretty exciting. I hope that this does turn out well for you. I'm fairly confident that it will. And this is going to give you a new base to work with, so go get it. Go let your freak flag fly right now. There is something that you have been wanting to try, wanting to do, and Spirit is telling you to go play and have fun with it. For example, let me just say right now, you want to take on a new hobby, awesome. I need to say as a disclaimer, don't do anything illegal, don't do anything that's life-threatening, don't do anything toxic. So help me God, that's not what I mean when I say playtime. This is going to bring in a lot of opportunity coming your way. This is going to be healing your issue with worthiness. I have a suspicious feeling that you censored yourself a lot because this was worried about the ridicule that you could have had with this. The divine mother wound, but not everybody has mom, so we're just going to say divine feminine wound because we all have that inside of us. Okay, you will be developing new friendships coming into play. You are going to be breaking free of old, outdated ways of being, outdated modes, beliefs, whatever the case is. It's going to put a lot of new things into perspective, and I think that you are going to be reprioritizing your life, and I think that you're only going to grow and probably even get even more funkier, whatever this path is, before you actually base out into a sense of comfort with it. I do see that you're probably going to be really excited and explore how deep this can go, but it's going to calm down eventually. You just need to know that you can do this, so you want to go flip and do it. I think that this is going to really boost your confidence, and I think that you're going to be able to let a lot of things go. So go play, go let your freak flag fly, let yourself experiment with life in whatever the field is. But again, I really don't want you to get hurt or put yourself in harm's way. That's not what I'm saying. And yes, I have to say that as a disclaimer. So let me know what it is that you were thinking about trying. This is going to be something that is very deep rooted in you. And I think that this has kind of an edge to it, which is really awesome. And I think that you're going to meet a lot of unexpected characters in this. Hope this makes sense. Rehearsing and memorizing the new you. So page 276, we're starting at the bottom. I'm going to read the two parts. This, if you found your way across this, there's something new about you that needs to actually come into play and that you're going to have to get consistent with. So now that you've contemplated your answers, it's time to rehearse them. Review how you think, act, and feel as your new ideal. Let's be clear here. I don't want you to become too mechanicist? I can't say the word, but anyway, you know what I'm saying. Or rigid. This is a creative process. Allow yourself to be imaginative, free, and spontaneous. Don't force your answers to be one way or the other. Don't try to go through your list in the same exact way during each meditative session. There are many different means to arriving at your end. Just think about the greatest expression of yourself when you remind yourself how you will act, what you will say, how you will walk, how you will breathe, and how you will feel if you become that person. What will you say? You hear the train? Your train's coming in, man. All right, so what will you say to others and to yourself? Your goal is to move from a state of being and becoming this ideal. For instance, think back to those piano players who mentally rehearse playing piano exercises without touching any keys, and how they achieved almost the same brain changes as people who physically played the same skills. I'm going to pause for a moment. When you realize that when you have to try and win over a train, the train is going to beat you every time. Who knew? Who knew? Okay. So they achieve almost the same brain changes as people who physically played the same scales and chords for the same length of time. The mental player's daily rehearsal changed their brains to look like they had already had the experience of the physical executing the activity. Their thoughts became their experience. If you recall the finger exercise experiment involving mental rehearsal, there were also significant changes to demonstrate in the body without the subjects ever lifting a finger. In this step, your daily rehearsal will change your brain and your body to be ahead of time. That's why it's so important to rehearse, to bring up again how you will act as your new self. This is how you'll biologically change the brain and body to no longer live in the past, but rather to chart a map to the future. If the body and brain are changed, then there is a physical evidence that you are changed. So, becoming familiar with the new you. This part of step 7 is about making the leap to get to the unconsciously skilled level of expertise. When you are unconsciously skilled at something, that means that you do it without having to place a great deal of conscious thought or attention on the activity. It's like going from novice driver to an experienced one. It's like being able to knit without having to knit without having to consciously will teach you the actions into motion. Okay, so it is written weird. It's like the old Nike ad slogan, you're just doing it. So, if you are getting bored around this point of the exercise, take that as a good sign. It means that your new mode of operation is beginning to become familiar, common, and automatic. So, I'm gonna leave that there. The changes that you are making within yourself, if you see that it's getting boring, if you see that it's not making the initial impact, chances are you've already morphed and had the impact of it. So it's time for you to simply stop trying to be something and allow yourself to simply be what this new version of yourself is. Know that you've already embodied it. So I kind of want to ask, what are the changes that you need to make? I want you to break them down into the steps and then the baby steps so that you can actually focus on the one thing. I hope that this made sense, and I hope that whatever changes you are making to yourself, that they're worthwhile, because you are literally breaking the habit of the old self. Like you don't even know what you're supposed to be doing here or why you're here in the first place. If you are finding your way across this, you're probably having some sort of a, what's the word I'm looking for? It's spiritual awakening, but an existential crisis, really. What I am seeing is really deep and contemplative about why the heck you're here in the first place. You see what fate lies before you, what your destiny is. These are all things that are coming into question because I think that you've been simply worn down recently. What I'm seeing in here is being afraid of settling into something in your life, settling into some sort of routine, and having that be your identity. It's only going to start as like a base of an identity. This is going to be something that blossoms, that grounds you, that keeps you calm and keeps you focused. There's a lot that can be sprung up from this. And as I'm having these 4 cards in front of me from Archangel Raphael healing, it looks like there's some home help. So I think that this is home base, like home with you. This might be a time for you to talk to somebody who you either look up to or somebody that you admire, somebody who you consider to be wise, maybe somebody who's been in your shoes so they can help you work through this. I know that you're probably feeling rather alone by this right now, but this isn't a place that you need to stay stuck. There's a lot of positive changes that are coming into play, but you're looking at it from a place of settling, like, is this going to be all that there is? So let me see how this is going to turn out for you. Oh yeah, this is all about learning about what you don't want and letting that go. It's not going to take away from your fate. It's about kind of redefining your fate, and I want to say not manipulating, but reshaping your fate with the same type of outcome, but there's going to be a whole new image to it. And I think that this is going to be something that you're very sensitive about, very focused about. And I see that there's intuitive guidance that's coming in. So blossoming and intuitive guidance are going to be some very strong terms for you right now. I do see that there's a setback in whatever new start is going to be happening here, but it's because you're making all these new life changes and choices. And that's going to actually have to let some seeds kind of die out. And that's going to feel like you're not making the right choice, but apparently you really are. So there's some things that you don't need to relearn. You have to see where you're at mentally and see what other experiences could filter into some of the schooling that's going to be coming into these new changes. So there's going to be communication. I think that you're going to be having a mentor either online or in person. So look and see what's available to you. It seems like it's going to be kind of a cathartic release and a quiet time to really integrate a new path or a reimagined path. Let me know how this turns out for you. So wear the world loosely right now. There's a lot that's going to be kind of crumpling And there's a lot that you've set out to do that really is kind of falling flat on its face. There's a lot of missteps, a lot of stubbing, a lot of, I don't want to say sabotage, but there's a lot that's just kind of falling through right now. And it's kind of important. It needs for you to check your motives of why you're trying to get something, whether it's a specific person or outcome. You got to check your motives on this, because this being too rigid is causing not only you to break, everything that's surrounding this to break. You've got to think of the big picture. It's not this one identity that you have. It's part of the great evolving picture as a whole. Step back and look at everything. Is this really what you want? And what are you going to do to control this? Because you're going to have to let go of it at some point, because you can't be in the same space as it. There's a lot of falling flat on your face, and I really want you to really check in with yourself. Why do you want this so badly? Are you hooked on an idea? Are you hooked on a particular experience? Are you hooked on a way that something had made you feel once, or maybe an extended period of time? Let this go and really check your motives. Are you hanging on to the past? And also, why are you micromanaging and not trusting that things are going to just work out for you for the best cause of all? Step back and look at the big picture. You're holding on way too tight. Spirit is about to humble you with this. There's so much more in store for you that is way more than what this could have provided, and you need some wiggle room, because you're breaking yourself with this. I know that this is going to be hard, but I also know that the best is yet to come for you.